All right, we're on hole number 7 of the City of Light tournament. Let's go to Golf Clash Notebook. We're on Monday's practice round in the rookie division. All right, so I have never been a fan of any of this stuff that's over on this side. I think, if you're laying up out here, it's problematic. You've got trees in your way. If you're trying to get over from over here, unless your goal is to try and get over to the point where you can get on the green, you've put this sand trap into play. You've put all these trees in your way, and I'm not a big fan of this area out here. If you can't get over, if you're just absolutely there, hitting up into this area, as long as you've cleared those trees, which means that you have to get way up into the tip. Otherwise, you're going to have to use some curl to get onto the green. This is another viable area. Our typical way of coming at it is coming down here with a bigger ball and trying to not the last few tournaments, and I'm not sure which way the wind's running here, but the wind's been kind of running in this direction, so it's running kind of along this line. And so if you're out in this area, the wind's going to push you out, and you have to use very little, if any, overpower if you've got a 3-power ball, and you can end up out here in front with a wedge. The shot I've been exploring for my lower level account is doing a max overpower hook here with a Marlin. And I'm using this light pole as a reference. So I've got my ball guide, let's pan back a little, doing this shot right here. So I've got my ball guide going dead center in the middle of it, and that puts my white ring right up against the transition here. And then I was taking the wind out. Now what I found is that if I had any forward moving wind, even if I took the wind out, I was getting a lot of carry down in here. And there was a few times that I ended up in the rough or ended up in the drink. And the other thing I found is that with a Marlin, if I caught the shot and I put on max topspin on my extra mile, I actually overshot and ended up in the rough out here. So you don't necessarily have to put on max topspin. The other thing about putting my white ring up right here is that in most cases I was landing fine here, but I was landing so close to this sand that when I came off on the other side, I was rubbing up against this rough that was here. And and I was still trying to dial these numbers in. So I found I was clearing this and getting over here, I'm going to have to pull the ball out a little. So I'm still trying to establish exactly where to be here. So I think what I'm going to do, if you're taking the shot, and I'm going to demo it right here. And actually, I'm going to wait until I get in my lower level account, because with upper level stuff, this will be a better shot for lower level clubs. But you can get this done with a Marlin, so you can start the process over here. I think the next time I take this shot, instead of my white ring being right on that transition, I'm going to be in about a ring from that transitional mark, so that my white ring is just off of that transition. Then I will take the wind out. I'm going to use maybe 2 less than max topspin, max side spin, max curl, and do a max overpower hook shot, trying to land out in this area so that when I come on the other side, I'm actually giving myself plenty of room with this rough. So that's one way that you can go at it if you're trying with lower level stuff. And I think I posted a couple videos during, that are just in the regular video session for this hole, which is hole number 7 of Parc de Paris. But here I'm going to try and see what kind of wind we got, just to see if we can just do the normal shot here without any max overpower, without anything special, and just land out here in the front. One thing I do need to write down here is what my rapier numbers are, because the only club that I have better in my practice account than I have in my main account is the rapier. It's got a level 7 and I got a level 6, so I'm at 72. So that's going to be 1.5, 1.6, somewhere in that neighborhood. Thinking maybe the 1.6 might be the better number. 1.6 per ring. I was playing at 1.7 and I was off just a little. And maybe the 1.5 is the right number. in my main account, I've got it's at 1 point, I think it's at 1.2, 1.3, somewhere in there. So it's, or in my practice account, so it's a little bit more accurate. What are we taking here? Hold on 1 second. You can definitely do this with a Titan. And I have a lot more Titans than I have Kingmakers, so I'm going to use a Titan. And a Rapier. Those should be the only two things that I need. Let's see which way the wind's blowing. Razorback Nation. Arkansas. Did a bunch of work in Kansas. Those people are definitely, it's Arkansas. So I'm going to use one less than max topspin. Let's see what we got here. So the wind's blowing like it was in the last tournament. So the wind's going to blow me about out to there. So without using any overpower, I'm going to start right on that transition, right on that sand fairway transitional area, and let the wind do all of the work here. No overpower. Hitting it perfect. Well, let's see what kind of landing zone we have here. Just put myself up nicely. I always like watching when people are hitting on this side over here, because the deal is if they can get, you know, if there's a way to get on and one up here, I'll go in there and do that. But I just don't see I don't understand why people are hitting behind those trees. And maybe the thought process is, yeah, but you can hit through those trees. Are you kidding me? When I can end up on the other side where I'm at right now, and I don't have any trees in my way, and I got an excellent shot with my rapier, you're going to hit right dead center behind the trees. Now, yes, you can hit through this, but you're not hitting through where the flag is. You got a tree right there. You got to be kidding me. I'm right at minimum club, and there's not quite enough backspin on that club to get it done. I want to be a little higher than the cup. Maybe just a little too high. And I'm going to have to pull back just a little. And it's about 2 rings. Isn't it perfect? In the hole. That's funny, today I came out just to practice. I hit eagles on all 3 of the par 4s and Albion hole number 3. I missed the other shots just because I'm practicing, but I keep trying to drop shots on the par 3, and on hole number 6 I forfeited so I could get a bogey on there, and I keep trying to do it so that I'm not in the qualification zone, and I keep hitting these eagles on these par 4s, and I'm right on the risk of actually qualifying today. And if I would have actually came in with the intent of qualifying today, I would have had a really good round. I just don't get the whole hitting there to the right. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the attraction is over there. Especially when you can hit out to the clear to the left. Wow, I'm really gonna have to drop some here. So we've got this. Phew, I need to drop a couple shots on these last few just to get. If I get a bogey, that put me at 7. That put me right on the risk. I'm gonna have to Gonna have to drop some shots. I do not want to qualify today. Especially not with an 8. What would that give me? 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I don't want to qualify today. All right, that was hole number 7 of the City of Light tournament. Thanks for watching.